Hello and welcome to episode 27 of the Console Space Podcast, the podcast where we get together and discuss what's going on in the console space. I'm your host, Sean Colangelo, joined as always by the one and only Slickwick Jonathan Porter. How's it going, JP?
It's going good, Sean.
And also the rad stat you wish you had, Robert Kettlewell. How's it going, Rob?
It's going good, Sean.
Back to Jables. You have a little announcement as well as
Yep.
what you're playing.
All right.
Lay it on me.
My announcement is that this will probably be my last episode.
JP's retiring.
I'm going to retire.
Got to retire on top.
Yep, I made it. What's the club of the famous people dying? Is it 26, 27?
27 Club.
That's it. It's it. 27th podcast. Wanted to go out on
Oh,
top.
wow. Wow. What a great reference.
He was like, we got those 17 subscribers.
Yeah.
Can't really go much higher. So
You're going to
no
Amy
point.
Winehouse out of this.
Yes, I saw all 17 people that I wanted to see this. So decided enough's enough.
Understandable.
But yeah, see what happens. These guys are gonna keep it going, I bet. And
Well, at least you're going out on your own terms and you're not like getting Courtney loved out.
yeah, could be worse.
Yeah.
Could be a lot worse. So yeah, that's it.
Are these jeans new?
They're somewhat new.
They look nice.
Thank you. They're Levi's.
Levi Hill?
Levi Hill made them.
The two.
Oh, I thought you stole them from
Well, no
him.
wonder they're so nice.
I like how I said that and everyone had a different idea.
Yeah.
So, I heard you beat Horizon.
Yeah, so
what do you think?
I beat Horizon. I thought it was really good. I was really surprised. Thought the story was great. It was really cool, and there's a lot of points where I thought I knew what was going on, or I thought I think this is what happened, or the explanation behind everything, and it wasn't exactly what I thought. It ended up being something a little bit different, and it was a really good story. I really liked it. Gameplay was awesome. I ended up going through and getting the platinum for it because it was even the side things that you go to get that aren't super important. The combat's so fun. It's just cool to say, well, I'll get to go and fight some more stuff, so I might as well go collect everything. I liked it a lot.
Are you going to play Horizon?
No.
No? Okay.
Ruin it.
Few spoilers.
Spoiler.
Spoiler alert.
This
So,
is for big games, so
Yeah.
if you're interested in playing it at all,
you're not watching this anyway. But in case you are.
skip ahead a couple
Yeah.
minutes.
I thought it was cool because, at first I'm thinking, oh, another game about the apocalypse. Never seen this before. And I mean, even with an average story, I guess it would have been a great game just because of how awesome the gameplay was. But I thought it was cool as to where it's yeah, there was an apocalypse and we couldn't stop it.
Right.
But it's but here's what they did about it.
Yes.
And that's the really interesting part of it. So,
Right.
God, it's basically because I haven't played it so long, it's a little fuzzy for me. But basically, what they did, AI, correct?
Mm-hmm.
AI, overtook the planet because, and it's gonna happen.
It's going to
someday,
happen, yeah.
too. Elon Musk said so, so it's gonna happen.
We're living in a simulation, man.
And that went so far out of control that it got to the point where the human race was we can't stop this, but what are we going to do about it? They're like, we're going to die, but can we at all preserve humanity? And they make an AI in response to that once the Earth is destroyed, it repopulates the planet. And that's right. That's the
Yeah.
overall.
Basically, it's the way it's set up, you think that okay, these robots and everything, they were self-sufficient, and then they killed everyone, and now, you know, you're what's left, and there's these robots in place of animals and everything else. And but what's cool is that like you find out that all these animals and things, like these robotic animals and predators and everything, are actually there to like basically remake the atmosphere.
Mm-hmm.
And the ones that killed all the humans are already taken care of. And it's so there's a bit of a twist on it. It's like, okay, the entire time I thought I was fighting these things that killed everybody. Turns out they're here to help, and they're starting to kill people again because the way that they're programmed now, all of a sudden, like, we're kind of the biggest threat to the planet. And it's there's, I don't know, there's more to it than that, but it has some interesting twists to it.
Right.
And, yeah.
But yeah, just because they had to basically like restart the human race.
Mhm.
That's why they're like pretty much like cavemen. You know,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah, and things go wrong. Like, they had all these plans. So, like, okay, once we create these new humans in the future, we have this big database with all the info that they need, like all of human history, basically, and that gets messed up and
Yeah.
basically puts everyone back, yeah, like you said, cavemen. And yeah, so there's a lot you find out along the way.
Right.
But yeah.
Yeah, again, way better concept than I ever expected, and that coupled with the awesome gameplay was why it was like one of the best games of generation so far, for sure. So
Yeah, I love it.
yeah,
It's hard for me still. I like, as far as side quests go, I hold the side quest from The Witcher 3 at such a high
Oh,
level.
I know.
It's so tough to beat that right
Yeah.
now.
I don't think
But,
anyone's going to.
Yeah, but this came really close. It was really good.
Rob, yeah.
Ooh, I really haven't been playing anything because I've been busy. Did go back and I've been playing some OG Roller Coaster Tycoon.
Ooh.
It's, I don't know, there's something about the carousel music that calms me.
I totally agree.
Yeah, it's pretty great. I've been looking into, there is a like program that you can download off the internet. I think it's called like OpenRTC or something. But you can download it and put your game files into it, and it has like all these mods that you can like use in Roller Coaster Tycoon.
Okay.
So like people are like, there's a whole community of people that are like making mods for like the original Roller Coaster Tycoon.
Now the most
That's
important
awesome.
question: is there a nude mod for Roller Coaster Tycoon?
Are there any
What-
naked roller coasters?
Yes. I'm gonna say probably yes, but only if you have the roller coaster that goes through that like little water thing where it splashes.
Okay.
Then you got to put a photo booth right after.
Okay.
All right, I like it.
Okay. That makes sense.
Sean, what have you been playing?
Pretty much Zelda.
Okay.
I have officially done 100 shrines.
Okay.
There are 120, I think. Like, I know they add more in the DLC, but like in the base game, there are 120. So
That's a lot of shrines.
it's a lot of shrines. I don't even know why I'm doing it, because I'm like, I don't need. I was like, I could just go beat Ganon right now. It wouldn't be that difficult. I mean, it'd probably be hard, but you know, like, I don't need like. I don't think I need like 30 heart containers. Like, I think I would be okay. But I just keep going to shrines to get more heart containers. It's pretty much it, man. Like I said, I'm still here and there revisiting Shenmue and Darksiders. I'll eventually beat them. I'm just, for now, just I guess kind of lost some interest. But I think I'm gonna beat Zelda fairly soon. For some reason, I told myself I wanted to get to 100 shrines and then I would go beat Ganon.
Yeah.
I don't know why 100 when there are 120. I don't know.
Might as well get the last 20.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. But we'll see. So,
That's like addict thinking. Like, oh, I'm already here. You might as well hit the last 20.
Yeah.
I'll put in $20 more.
Exactly.
So,
I should say real quick, I
Oh.
started playing Undertale. Forgot to mention it.
oh, you did.
I'm already a few hours into it, and it's a really cool game. It's really unique
That's what I've heard.
type of battle system.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can attack enemies directly or like talk to them and find ways out of the battles. And each enemy, I'm doing that. There's a special ending if you don't kill anybody. So each enemy is kind of like a puzzle to be like, what do I have to do or say to get around this? So it's kind of cool.
Yeah, like I've heard it's very unique.
Yeah,
So I'll check it out one of these days, but
for sure.
couldn't tell you when. So main topic, as usual, we were right because I mean we were not. I think it was like episode 3. I don't exactly remember which episode, but we didn't really call it per se, but we were talking about what we would want if there were a PS1 Classic console.
Right.
And sure enough, there's one incoming.
Yeah.
It was last week sometime. It was like in the middle of it. It was like 2 a.m. Sony announced the PS1 Classic. This was like the one time in my life that I was really happy that I wake up at like 6 o'clock for work because I was able to pre-order one.
Oh, wow.
Otherwise, I don't know that I would have got. I mean, I still probably would have. But I guess they're already sold out though.
Oh, really?
So, I mean, for now.
For the pre-orders,
Yeah.
yeah. I saw a comment online where someone says, "What Sony's gonna mess it up and drive down the demand because they're gonna make enough for everybody." What idiots!
Right. So I just want to talk about that, see what you guys think. I wanted to rehash our games list because I kept that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm a little bit worried about it. I'm not 100% sold on it. Cat's looking at a recorder over there.
Get away.
I don't think he's.
You don't have thumbs. Get away.
Get
from
out of
me.
there.
He shouldn't be able
Get
to
back at it.
press any of those buttons.
He's not in the union to be working that soundboard.
So anyway, I'm a little bit worried about it because one, there's 20 games on it. It's not a lot. PlayStation has a lot of good games.
Well, like the thing about it too is like they could have put way more than 20 on there because those games don't take up a lot of space.
Hell no, they don't. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I don't know.
Yeah, it's so that's the first thing that worries me. Second thing that worries me, the controller.
Yeah.
Doesn't have analog sticks. I don't know why.
Not about that.
I have no idea why. You'd think, oh, maybe they're trying to cut down on the cost because some of the earlier games can't even use analog sticks. But it is $100 for the system, so it's also the most expensive of the classic systems so far.
Yep.
Which isn't that crazy, but like, I mean, it's also the most advanced one so far, so it makes
True.
sense. But yeah, I'm not sure. Mainly controllers. It's only gonna have 20 games on it. That's what and all that for the price. That's what worries me.
Yeah, I don't know what it is about the PS1 games, but they do not stand up to the test of time to me.
most of them don't.
Most of them don't,
Yeah.
and that is, I can't say the same for like the N64. Like the N64 holds up to me, but the PS1 doesn't. And like I saw the list of PS1 games, and I was like, none of these are like, oh, I have to have this.
Yeah.
Did they announce all of them yet?
No.
Okay. The ones that they've already announced, I saw the reveal trailer. So Final Fantasy VII was one.
We called 2.5 of these.
Yeah.
So we called that because I mean, yeah, it's a no-brainer, obviously.
Right. But what
Go ahead.
bugs me about that is that there's already like the HD version on PS4. They've already re-released that one on PS4, PS3, PC. So like it almost feels like a wasted slot now, even though it is a like, okay, if you're gonna have a PS1 Classic, why wouldn't you put that on there?
Right.
But at the same time, it's like everyone's probably, if they wanted to play that recently, they've probably played it HD like or
Yeah.
like very recently.
There's like better avenues to play it.
right.
I'm glad you
Yeah.
brought that up
Almost feels like a wasted slot.
because that actually makes it tough for me to predict what else will be on there because
Right.
they remade Crash, they're
Yeah.
remaking Spyro, they're remaking Medieval.
Right. So, are they
So
gonna
I'm
put those
just
on
like,
there
I
too?
don't know.
Yeah.
But we called FF7 duh.
Yes.
We called Ridge Racer 4.
Yeah.
And then
And
we
Tekken 3 as well, I think.
said Tekken 2,
Okay.
3, close enough.
Yeah.
The two that were kind of curveballs are Wild Arms and Jumping Flash.
Right.
So those are
I
the
wouldn't have.
five.
I wouldn't have guessed those.
No, I don't think anybody did. I will say, as somebody who did pre-order, I'm happy to see that it includes that game.
Jumping
Yeah,
Flash.
because back when I recently was going through all kinds of different lists and just like making sure that I had a list of games I was hunting down. That was one of them. I was like, that game actually looks pretty cool. Wouldn't mind owning it. Pretty pricey for an actual copy. So I'm glad to see at least that much so far. I mean,
Yeah.
does that justify it? Not yet.
Right. I like the idea of it having, not the games you would automatically guess. But yeah, Final Fantasy throws everything off. It's like,
Yeah.
well, they probably wouldn't put that on there because it's remade, but they did. And then it's like, well, if they're putting that on there, you'd figure they're going to put these other classics on there. But then they put Wild Arms, not saying that Wild Arms isn't a classic, but they throw a couple curveballs in there right away. So it's like, what else is going to be on this? I have no idea.
And so you also have to bear in mind, because the controllers won't have analog sticks,
Right.
that plays a big factor into it. So, I mean, I know one of the games that we had was Ape Escape.
Right, that can't be
That's
played.
not going to be on there.
Yeah.
That game was
It required the analog stick.
yeah, and it's somewhat credited with at least like aiding to like revolutionize their use as well. So
Yeah.
that's not going to be in there, obviously. So that with all the remasters too, I don't know what the hell else they're going to put. I mean, we'll do our best to see, but
They could still potentially put Metal Gear on it.
I think they will.
Yeah.
I think
Siphon Filter.
Siphon Filter. Yeah.
I am pretty confident in saying Metal Gear, Siphon Filter, and Castlevania will all absolutely be on there.
Yeah, it would make total sense.
But after that, I don't really know. Now,
And just another side note, anything involving Konami scares me. What if Konami's like, no, you can't, we're not putting their games on it?
yeah, I guess I could see that.
But I'd like to think that they would, because it's just them getting money for
Not doing anything.
not doing anything, yeah.
Now, we'll get into the games list, but before that, I just want to... So, all week long, I was listening to, like, everybody I could, trying to, like intake all the various viewpoints. And so, like anything else, there are several different ways of seeing it. And here's kind of what I found, if you will. So, I think the best way to start is obviously to compare it to the NES and SNES Classic. Now, yeah, like you said, the first thing that jumped out to me was the price. I'm like, let's see. The NES was $60.
Yeah.
The SNES was $80. Now we're up to $100. I was like, I'm seeing a little bit of a pattern here.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, though. The NES, when you factor all the games that were on there, all those older games are pretty pricey. Overall, it was worth it. The SNES was absolutely worth it because I actually remember I did all the math and what it was like $800 in games.
Yeah.
So if you for $80, sure. Now, PS1 Classic. Technically speaking, push comes to shove, you're gonna get your money's worth. But is it a matter of are you going to be saving enough as opposed to like if you actually just did go and actually purchase copies of these games?
Right, and you also have to think about it now too. Now that there's like PS1 games, there's a pretty vast library on PS3.
Well, here's the thing though.
Yeah.
The average PS1 Classic is $6. The more well-known ones like FF7 are 10. obviously 20 games at $100 is $5 a pop.
Mm.
So I mean, technically speaking, it's cheaper than to acquire them that way, and it's also for sure cheaper than actually purchasing physical copies. So again, technically speaking, you will get $100 worth of games, but you know, if it comes down to like you're that close of like like a point of breaking even.
Yeah.
Is it really worth it? Because again, I look at the SNES and I was like, you're saving so much money. It was without question worth it. Whereas, with this potentially being so close to that point of just like, it's just I don't know. Now, one of the other ways to look at it is obviously you have the emulators. You're all just like, why would you buy? And you know what? I gotta say, I appreciate that about you guys because I know you're a PC guy and you have a
Raspberry Pi.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and you don't always constantly be like, I know, we know you can emulate everything.
Right.
We know. I don't care. That's not why I want this. That's not why I want stuff like this. So like, I get that you can emulate. I don't give a shit. Okay, I'm sorry.
That's like the thing about like the emulators. Like everything for the old Nintendo stuff works great, but once you start getting into like the later first gen and like the second gen consoles of like PlayStation 2, like
Right.
the ROMs don't always work great.
Yeah.
Yeah, the emulation isn't perfect.
Yeah.
So
It's perfect on like the older Nintendo systems, like it works
Right.
flawlessly, but the newer stuff it's hit and miss.
Now, one of the other viewpoints is the whole thing with why won't Sony just do backwards compatibility? You look at Microsoft and they have, I mean, that's the main thing Microsoft is pretty handily topping Sony in right now. I know Sony's, their whole thing is the PlayStation Now. It's a great idea in theory, and I think one day we are going to be to a point where we are just streaming literally everything, but we're just not quite there yet. And but I feel like because they've invested so much in that, they feel like they just have to keep pushing it. So, a lot of people are just like, why would well, I mean, Sony's doing this because they know they're going to make a lot of money.
Yeah.
I mean,
No, that's definitely they weren't the first ones to go into this.
No, exactly.
They definitely saw how well they sold.
Yeah. For me personally, I view it more of a collector's item.
Mm-hmm.
And, that's the main reason that I want it. And like, I also see it as kind of a means of preservation.
Yeah.
So, if I have the choice, sure, I'd rather like own the actual copy of the game. But I have a lot of freaking video games, and it's not going to be totally shocking if one day I'm like, I don't even play a lot of these anymore. I don't really need them anymore. I could probably make a decent amount of money on them and sell them. But I still have the NES Classic, the SNES, the PS1 Classics. Two, I mean, yeah, I'm not going to own every single game I want. But I still have a little system with one press of a button that has most of the best games on them. You know what I mean? So I think I'll be really happy to have them one day in case I do want to be like, I just don't want this volume of games.
Yeah.
So again, there's all kinds of different ways to look at it. I mean, I do think Sony should just cave into backwards compatibility. I think they probably will next generation. I don't see how they don't. But go ahead.
It'd be interesting to see the next generation if they just start foregoing discs and everything's just like DRM. You know what I mean?
Well, Microsoft tried that, and that backfired. But one day it wouldn't shock me.
Yeah, but I feel like if Sony did it, they wouldn't cave like Microsoft. They'd just be like, "It's our way or the highway. This is what we're doing."
Possible. Kind of like crossplay,
Yeah.
where they're like, "Nope."
Yeah. It's hard to say. I would not be surprised if they started doing that eventually.
So let's get into the list, shall we?
Yeah.
Okay, so we have the 5 that are confirmed. The rest of our list that we made
Yeah.
back in the day. Metal Gear Solid, Gran Turismo 2, Twisted Metal 2. I have Spyro on here with an asterisk because I actually don't think Spyro is going to be on there.
Yeah.
Tony Hawk 2.
Now that they don't have the analog sticks, I don't know if that'll be in there.
Tony Hawk?
Yeah.
Tony
I
Hawk.
thought the original one wasn't with analog.
The original wasn't. The second one was.
Well, then maybe they'll do the first
you
one.
can use.
But
You
you
don't
can
have
use-
to use them.
Yeah.
But it's
Better.
Well, yeah.
a lot of people use them. So
Crash Bandicoot. Even in spite of the remaster, I could see Crash being on there. I mean, Crash was always seen, seen much more of seen as much more of a like mascot than Spyro was. So I could see maybe like Crash Warped being on there. I could see that.
yeah. I could see it. It's one of those weird areas since they just remastered it. Do they put one of the most classic PlayStation games on there, or do they skip it because they remastered it?
Yeah.
So.
Tomb Raider 2, Legend of Dragoon.
I think Legend of Dragoon will be on there.
Yeah. Dude,
that would cost them the least amount of money, and it's like a game people freak out about. So
they're
including
just
myself.
they're just so many good RPGs to pick from. It's gonna be
There's so many.
hard.
Sony owns Legend of Dragoon, so
Okay.
you'd figure they put it on there.
Yeah. Castlevania Symphony of the Night. Resident Evil 2. Now, with the analog situation, does that change to you? They're making the full remake of Resident Evil 2 as well.
Right, they're making a
So,
full remake
like,
of
do they
as
put
well.
that on there?
I don't know. Maybe they'll put like Nemesis on there or something instead. Resident Evil 3.
Well, was there a certain one where the analogs became integral to the series?
The first version of Resident Evil, you couldn't use the analog sticks, but the director's cut was the director's cut DualShock edition. So even the first game, eventually you could use the analog sticks. Yeah.
Okay. So
It's once again not required since it's tank controls. You don't need the analog sticks, but it's just one of those things where it's like, it's weird that's missing.
yeah. Okay. Jet Moto 2, Armored Core, Wipeout. I have Soul Reaver with an asterisk here. Soul Reaver was a great game, but it was not commercially successful. I don't know if they put it on there. Probably not, but maybe.
I don't know. That one's hard to say. That one, I would want joysticks for sure.
Yeah. Again, Medieval. They're releasing a remaster of that fairly soon, so I don't see that making it on there. Silent Hill, I think, would be on there, right?
You would imagine Silent Hill would be on there. That's another Konami game.
We'll see. Yeah.
So hopefully, that's a really good game to put on there.
Yeah.
Has that been remade?
Silent Hill, I don't think so.
No, they made a Silent Hill HD collection, but it had two. I think it had 2 and 3 on it, and everyone hated it because it didn't look very good, and they rushed it.
We had Ape Escape, but again, without the analogs, not happening. Here's another one that recently was remade for the remastered for the PS4. Parappa the Rapper. So,
Yes.
I mean, again, you would think that's on there because it's a classic, but they just put it out again. So I don't know. And then our last one was Toomba, which I could see that.
I could see them putting that on there. That was definitely like a hidden gem for a long time. So maybe they'll put that on there just to get people to play it. I don't know.
So with the 5 already on there, and then what we listed, I think it actually like exactly was 20 games. It was, so there's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So, one shy. But we that pretty much was our 20. Now, was there anything in particular you guys think? I mean, just taking into consideration all the remakes and remasters and all the no analogs, like
Siphon Filter, man.
Oh yeah. Okay, so that's 20.
Yeah. there's so many games. Like when you getting in, when I saw Wild Arms on there, I was like, man, you could sit there all day and think about the different RPGs they could put on there. Like there's just so many.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's a tough one, but maybe 20 games won't be so bad. Maybe once the full list is out, we'll be like, hey, that's a good.
Yeah,
selection.
like I'm sure it'll be a good list, but so okay, so you said Siphon Filter. What's the one to you that has to be on there?
Well, it's weird because like normally I would say Metal Gear, but at the same time it's like when I think of like a classic PlayStation experience, I'm like, yeah, put Metal Gear on there. But when I think of me buying it, since I already have 10,000 versions of Metal Gear, it's like
Same here, yeah.
for me to buy it, one that would have to be on there. I don't know. Actually, I don't know why I even split hairs there since I didn't have an answer.
Leisure Suit Larry.
Definitely not going to be on there.
Yeah, I'm not sure. It would honestly be really cool to see Legend of Dragoon on there, but
It will be.
yeah,
I'll be shocked if that's not on there.
yeah,
Metal Gear, Castlevania, like you said, probably Siphon Filter, but yeah, I would say there's like that's like a solid half, and the second half, I have no idea.
yeah.
I have no idea what they're gonna do.
I guess I should say for game. Well, Final Fantasy IX actually. Now that I think about it, probably won't be on there because they're already putting 7. And
Right.
We already talked about them probably doing Legend of Dragoon and Wild Arms. There's already many RPGs, so Final Fantasy IX won't be on there. They also just remastered that for PS4, but if they were to just take the PlayStation version of Final Fantasy IX and just upscale it a little bit, because like we had a little bit of a discussion on one episode on how the remasters had like different font, and they changed a little bit here and there. If they were to take the PlayStation version, upscale it, and put it on the PS1 Classic, that would be the one thing that would make me highly consider buying it just for that game. Just for an even smoother experience with the original version of that game.
Right.
Yeah, and I'm interested to see like what these games do look like because they're coming with an HD out. Like
I heard that they support 720. They do not do 1080.
huh.
I don't know. I think they're just gonna be like the best version. I don't know. It's interesting because like there are several PS1 games like Final Fantasy IX where you put them in the PS2 and you have the option to do like smoother textures and stuff like
Yeah.
that. And that's the best way to play them
Yeah.
for half the games. So is this classic going to look that good, or is it going to be just, no special treatment, just with the games? Yeah.
Yeah, I would have to think that Sony knows that generation looks like garbage on our TVs now.
Yeah.
Because like the PlayStation, the N64, I mean, with not having the projection televisions, they look like garbage because the projection television smoothed out all the edges and everything. So when you play them on a flat screen TV, everything looks more jagged because it's digital.
Yeah.
So I have to think that Sony was like, all right, like we have to do something about this or else they're not going to look good.
Yeah. I'm hoping that they at least maybe whatever type of emulation software they had in the PS2, some kind of option to like, smooth out the texture, stuff like that. That would be perfect, but we'll see.
Now, and there were also some fan theories that because they used the verbiage of 20 preloaded games on there, some people thought later on they would release more.
If they do that, then they're a step ahead of Nintendo.
Well, they're not going to.
Well, they're not going to.
I don't know if it's 100% true, but I read a report that said they confirmed that it's just this 20. That's it.
That would have been definitely a step ahead.
If they were smart, what they would have done was sold, hey, 20 more, and here are the analogs.
Wow.
like with a bunch of games that like like Ape Escape that like require or prefer the analog.
I mean, that probably would have pissed a lot of people off because they would have been like, why didn't you just include the analog sticks in the first controllers? But that's, like, as a company, that's what I would have done.
Here's 20 games that need the analog controllers. Here you go.
Yeah, that makes sense. I don't know.
Oh, and you know what else is weird? Apparently,
Oh.
it's not coming with the power supply.
That was weird.
What?
Yeah. Because, like...
what's the power supply?
Just the brick that you just
Or,
plug into the wall.
no, because, like, it's like a USB.
Oh, okay. That's what I was going to ask. Is like, what kind of port is it? Is it something you already have? Like,
I think
you
they're-
already have. Or?
Well, I think they're just assuming, because obviously, you know, like a lot of people have, like, iPhones. You can just use that, I guess, right?
So it's just a USB.
Wall outlet.
Didn't the original have a brick with it? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, but they're
but-
not going to use power brick anymore.
yeah.
That's really weird because it's like,
Well, I guess
how
since
do you
it's-
guarantee that it has the right, like, amps and voltage and everything? Like,
Yeah.
that's weird.
Do not buy a cheap one and run it on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Buy the Sony one.
Don't do that.
And
Well,
that's just a huge...
I guess since it's kind of like a Raspberry Pi. Like, it doesn't need a lot of power because it's just running Flash.
Yeah. But the Raspberry Pi, there's two different power supplies that they offer, and for the most recent version, you got to get the better power supply to run the PlayStation games. So I don't know. It's just really weird. The 3DS, when they re-released the new 3DS, it didn't have a power supply, and everyone was really mad. It just doesn't. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like we
I
said, it's
know.
$100. It's the most expensive.
Yeah,
one.
you would
Just put a
think.
power supply.
That's
cheap it out.
Yeah.
What you listed off, you know, is your gripes I definitely see.
Yeah.
But that's my main one is like, I can overlook a lot of stuff,
Mm-hmm.
but you're not going to include a goddamn power supply? I mean, I'm like, come on, guys.
Mm-hmm.
That is one. I'll give anybody who's pissed about it. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I sadly can't say I'm surprised. Like, with the state of games and how, like, you know, we have to buy DLC now, and I'm not shocked. I wish I was, but I'm not.
I saw that they had like the open the tray button, like that changes the disc.
Oh, yeah.
I thought that was cool.
Yeah, that is cool.
And I would imagine there will be more like multi-disc games in it, because at first I was like, maybe Metal Gear will be on it because there's multiple discs, but I guess Final Fantasy VII, you'd be changing discs in that. And
Driver has to be on there.
Driver.
I could
It's a two-disc game.
Driver.
I could see
Yeah,
it.
Driver 2.
Yeah.
Driver 2 is a big deal.
All right, well, one last question, and then we'll wrap this up. There also was a leak about the N64 Classic, and we were laughing about how hilarious it would be. They hit the market at the same time, and there would be a reigniting of a 20-year-old console war.
I think it'd be good marketing for both of them.
I
be
think they should
pretty
do
cool.
it.
I think it'd be
it's
hilarious
genius.
if they both played into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be
Like, come back with
really
like
cool.
the 90s like advertising.
Dude,
I would be about that.
I would love it. I'd
That
love
would be
it.
so smart, because I'd be like, I gotta support my boy. I gotta get out there.
Yeah.
I'd want to buy one more.
Yeah. So, my question is, what's cut off here? I mean, because I don't see a GameCube Classic. Do you guys see a...
I think that's as far as Nintendo could go as GameCube Classic, and
Oh,
I could
yeah,
see them
I mean-
doing that because they do not do the remasters.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That's a good point.
Whereas like the PS2, like there have been
So many remasters.
Yeah.
Goddamn everything.
Because Nintendo releases
So-
a new console, and they're like, well, this one can barely handle more than the GameCube. So.
yeah, honestly.
Yeah.
So might as well wait.
I mean,
After the GameCube, there's a lot of stuff that's like you can find. Like, didn't they remaster like Pikmin and stuff like that?
no, they didn't remaster it.
They didn't.
No.
I'm not sure. I don't know.
I don't think so. Well, no. They didn't remaster it. They released the second one, you know, I think on the Wii and GameCube, maybe.
Okay, yeah.
But
Yeah, I don't. After that, I don't think they can keep doing that.
well, I mean, we sure as hell ain't getting a Wii U Classic.
No.
No.
That ain't happening. Yeah, I could see a Cube Classic. I wouldn't need one because I own literally like every Q game that I ever wanted to own.
I think that is the cutoff point. I think GameCube, PS2, that era. If they were to go that far, that would be.
See,
Microsoft's just sitting there like this because they don't have anything. Sega Dreamcast Classic.
They could release the Sega Classics.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and so then my question was Sony. I mean, they can't I mean, I even kind of have a hard time seeing the PS2. But I think that they could do the PS2, but that's as far as they could go.
They could do the PS2, but that's it.
Yeah.
No more.
And even that, they're doing the remaster, like the versions on PS4, the PS2 games they put on there.
Yeah,
those are upscaled to 1080. They just have trophy support. Like, those are pretty legit. And
you know what? Yeah, like especially with trophy support.
Yeah.
And most of them are like $10-15. I mean, that's not bad.
Yeah, I'd like to see even more. But they kind of slowed down after the initial bunch of games.
Well, that's because they're going to make a classic now.
Could be.
It's coming. Trust me.
I would like to see a PS2 Classic for the sole fact that they could include Gran Turismo 3, but they could fix the glitch where you couldn't 100% the game. You could only 99% that game.
Really?
Really?
Yeah.
Why? Like
why? It's just a glitch in the game.
I know that if you use a code while you're playing, if you use a cheat code, it prevents you from getting all the percentage. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a glitch in the game. You could gold medal every race and get every record in every car. You can only get to 99%.
Interesting.
All right. Well, if you guys don't have anything else, I guess that'll do it. We didn't pick any games out. No big deal. We're run out anyway. And we're gonna take a break before we film some more.
Yeah. So we're gonna do episode of Chords and Consoles, and this one and that one will be my last episode. Goodbye.
Forever.
Wow.
Jay, hey, we'll miss you, but we'll see you here, someday again.
Yeah.
In the afterlife.
You're dead to me.
Okay. See you
But
guys.
that'll do it. Thanks for watching. Check out Chords and Consoles. Check out Consoles Podcast. Check out Game Day Gameplay. And Robbie and I will see if we can keep on trucking on. Thank you all.